from Atlanta, Georgia, KTL to Gainesville, in Florida. It'll be a quick flight. We're going to use self-loading cargo along with GSX, and this will be fairly quick. This should automatically import our flight. The Airbus default, there we go, that's set. And we're going to set 15 minutes. Change that to a 5. Okay, here we are there. 16,001 across the board for services, and we can start our flight. We have a good loadout, and hopefully we don't run into any problems. There we go. Flight attendant's going to call us, ask us to set a jetway up, which is what I'll do.
Good morning, Captain. How are you?
Hi there, I'm okay today, thanks.
Great. We're just preparing the cabin for the passengers. Once the jetway is connected, we'll speak to the terminal staff and find out how long they think it'll be until boarding begins.
Okay, no problem. If you give me a couple of minutes, I'll see if I can get ground to attach one for you.
Thanks very much.
Okay, as soon as we start GSX, which we're going to do, we will start our APU, and also ground will be connected to us. We're not connected right now. So here we go. Request boarding.
Boarding requested.
And yes,
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Microphone check, please. Clear enough. 4 out of 5. Okay, Captain. Radio check is complete. We'll contact you when we're ready to start loading.
Passengers boarding starting.
Roger.
okay, we'll
Cockpit to ground.
Ground. Let's tell them we're going to start the review.
Go ahead. We're starting the APU now. Stand by for ground power disconnection in a few minutes.
3 seconds.
Roger. Hello?
Hi, Captain. The terminal staff are ready to send the passengers down. Can we start boarding?
Yes, you can start boarding if you're ready.
Excellent. We'll get started then, and I'll let the rest of the crew know we're ready.
They're already boarded.
It might take a few minutes for the passengers to start arriving, though.
And we can check to see if
All stations, we're about to start boarding.
APU is running. It is running. So we should be all
Hello?
set to start
Hi,
the
Captain.
meeting.
We've started boarding. Passengers are coming through now.
Thanks a lot.
That screwed up everything. Hit that by accident. Our flight plan is still there. Good. Yeah, the GPS timing was lost, but everything should be okay. And what in the world is that? That's another aircraft. Let's say we pull it into us.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Sort of seems good. Nothing to report. Disconnect ground power, please. Roger. Stand by.
I'm going to turn that bullshit off. Actually,
Ground power has been disconnected. Roger. Ground to cockpit. Go ahead.
Ladies and
Hi,
gentlemen,
Captain. Just a quick
welcome on
update
board
to let you know that we
Maiden
started
Cargo
loading.
Service.
We'll contact you again once
Please
we're
place your
done.
large bags into the overhead locker
Roger.
wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags,
Good morning from the
duty-free
cockpit.
and
This is
loose
your
items
captain
of
speaking.
clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
That's not what I want. I want a general options. And traffic. Here we go. Real-time online traffic. Airport vehicles, AI. Generic models, AI traffic. Turn that sucker off. Let's see what happens.
I'd like to welcome you on board this morning's flight. I hope you're all
Okay,
well.
So, not that. Let's see what happens if I do that.
We're currently preparing for departure up here in the cockpit, and once we're airborne, we'll be climbing to our
So,
cruise
no,
level of
that's not it.
29,000 feet.
Strange. Let's bring that to 0 for now.
We're not anticipating any delays, so we hope to be underway very shortly. Once we push back from the stand, the cabin crew will start securing the cabin.
But
As we head to the departure runway, please make sure you're seated and secured as they make their way around the aircraft. The weather is looking good, so it should be a nice, comfortable climb up to our cruise level. Once we're airborne, there shouldn't be any issue during our climb. It's a pretty straightforward departure out of the airport, so nothing to worry about there. The wind forecast during our cruise looks very favorable, so we expect to arrive on time at our destination, but we will of course keep you up to date should there be any changes. The ground crew have finished loading the aircraft, so if you could get yourself seated and secured, we'll be able to get going straight away.
We'll fix that.
Thank you very much for flying with us, and I hope you enjoy the flight.
That's alright. So we're waiting for the load sheet. Everybody is on. The TSX is still loading everything up. Alright, so good. That aircraft is done. I gotta figure out how to turn that off. So that doesn't happen again. Alright. So we got the APU bleed on. APU generator is on. So external power. Okay. So we got 38 out of 45 kilograms. This will be done in a minute. We'll get GSX finish loading our aircraft. And then GSX will do the pushback. Too bad this doesn't sync with GSX on loading cargo. It does on the passengers, but not the cargo. That's really weird. But the author of Steve, Self-Loading Cargo, has done a great job, and he's done some big changes, come a long way. When I first bought it, half the things.
Ground to cockpit.
Okay, we're ready to go.
Go ahead. Loading has been completed. We're sending the load sheet up to you now. We'll contact you once the aircraft is closed up, then we'll get to you.
Yeah, we can
Roger.
Jetway.
Hello?
Hi, Captain. Okay, we've received the load sheet from ground. There's the passenger count, the crew count, and the total souls count. Plus yourselves, of course.
Thanks.
Okay, looks like we're all set to go whenever you're ready.
Excellent. I'll instruct ground that we're ready to remove the jetway, and you can go ahead and close the doors.
No problem.
As soon as the door's closed, we're going to do a pushback.
Ground to cockpit.
Doors are closed. Okay,
Go ahead. We're ready to disconnect. Thanks very much for your help. Pin straight ahead and we'll see you again soon. Cabin crew, arm the doors please.
That was pretty strange. So it looks like I have to restart this. Let's see if it'll actually work.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position, which you must adopt if you hear brace. Brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth, and hold in place with the strap and pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist, click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight, and thank you for flying with self-loading cargo.
That was weird. Unbelievable. So we're going to push back by ourselves. Let's see if it'll do it this time again. Let's push back. No, doesn't want to work. So something got messed up. I'll have to fix that later, but it looks like we're going to have to do our own pushback. What we'll do, we'll start our engines. Two, and start our pushback. Connect the tug. Unfortunately, that didn't work. With GFX. And why, I have no idea. But
Hello.
Ground Delta 450 with Kilo
Hi,
ready
Captain.
to taxi
Just to let
IFR.
you know that the cabin is secure for takeoff.
Delta 450.
We're almost ready. You can take your seats now.
No problem.
Via taxiway.
connected.
All stations, please be seated for takeoff.
When ready.
Engines are running. And
Taxiing hold short runway 27 right using taxiway Delta 450.
taxiway. Looks good to me. Should be in good shape here. Set this to 235. Microsoft Flight Simulator has some real problems. Like, look at, we got this huge aircraft sitting over here. We got one coming in for a landing right on it. Before this never would happen. ETC would tell it to go around. So look, we got another one that's loaded up. I don't know if GSX is causing this, or I don't think it is. I have no idea what is causing that at all. Even if I mean, I turned all traffic off. That, oh, there it is. That just disappeared. Now, before, when you used to collide with another aircraft, I think it was like a multiplayer or something, it would like disappear as you were going through it. And that doesn't happen too much anymore. It just mingles with it.
Atlanta Tower
Like the
Delta
other one
450 ready for IFR departure runway 27 right.
Delta 450, altimeter 30.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know that we are currently holding position.
Cleared for takeoff runway.
There's an
27
aircraft
right.
departing in front of us. It should only take a few moments, then
Cleared
we
for
can get
takeoff
going.
runway 27 right, Delta
Thank you.
450.
We are cleared to take off. All right. Now, how I like to do this is I like to push forward on the stick. If you watch over here, you'll watch the X go down to right over here. I like to do that until it reaches about 80 knots. Clear all these errors out. There we are. And let's pull that brake. Put the one flaps on. Bring it to climbing, toga, and there we go. And I'm going to push forward on the stick. Look at this guy. And it stops right
80
here.
knots.
Obviously,
100 knots.
the aircraft doesn't land like that. Here we are, we're going to rotate.
Positive rate, gear up.
Gear up. Set a climbing radius of 26.
Delta 450,
Flaps off.
contact Atlanta departure on 125.65. Good day.
125.65 Delta 450. Goodbye. Atlanta departure Delta 450 is at 2,200 feet, climbing
This
14,000
aircraft
feet.
doesn't climb
Delta
so fast.
450,
The
Atlanta departure altimeter
737 level.
30.13 radar contact.
This
Continue to
payload,
FUTBL.
even more than this, the 737 will climb at 2,800 feet per minute and maintain 250 knots, no problem. This, however, does not. It just is what it is about this aircraft. And this is very slow getting to even full speed, 350 if I go 350 knots. It'll take a while, even if you're not climbing at all at level. So that's kind of weird about this aircraft. It doesn't have any balls as far as what I'm trying to say. So at 235 knots, let's see if we can get it to 2,700 feet per minute without it dropping below 200 knots. It probably will lose some speed, but maybe not. I mean, I don't have many passengers on here. There's only 46 passengers. If I had 46 passengers, it would have more payload. I would have to have more fuel. And that's the amount of fuel I got, which will be probably just enough. And yeah, so pretty much this would never even go this fast at 2,700 feet per minute. But it's maintaining 235, which I'm surprised. Just earlier, I was doing a flight with a PMDG 737-800, and I had it up to 3,200 feet per minute climb rate, and it was doing 245 knots. And let's see if we can get this to 240 knots.
Delta 450, contact Atlanta Center on 135.0.
Pretty soon,
Good day.
we'll turn the landing lights off. Once we hit 10,000.
135.0 Delta 450. Goodbye. Atlanta Center Delta 450 is passing
Okay.
10,000 feet, climbing
Cabin crew,
14,000
resume
feet.
duties.
Delta 450 Atlanta,
Okay,
center
everything is
altimeter
off.
30.15 radar. Contact continue to sound.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Delta
please keep your
450
seatbelts fastened
contact
while the
Atlanta
seatbelt
Center
sign is
on
on.
128.0.
We recommend that you keep your seatbelt
Good
fastened
day.
whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end
Going
of
to
the cabin.
128.0
Remember
Delta
that smoking is not
450.
permitted at any time. This
Atlanta
includes
Center Delta
e-cigarettes.
450
In
is at
just a few moments, we'll
11,400
commence
feet,
our
climbing
in-flight service,
14,000
offering you the
feet.
chance to purchase from our selection of
Delta
fresh food available
450
today.
Atlanta Center altimeter
All details can be found in your
30.15
in-flight
radar.
brochure.
Contact continue
You
to
can
go.
also purchase a selection of hot beverages together
Delta
with drinks and
450
snacks from a
climb
bar.
and maintain flight
We
level
accept
180.
payment in
Keep
pounds,
speed not above
euros, most
250
major
knots.
currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be
Climb
greatly
and maintain
appreciated,
flight
and if
level
we can be of any
180.
further
Keep
assistance,
speed not
then
above
just ask us as we
250
join you
knots
in the
Delta
cabin shortly.
450.
Thank you.
Atlanta Center Delta 450. Request
Ladies and
16,000
gentlemen,
feet.
the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign,
Delta
which means you are free to
450
move around the
climb
cabin.
and maintain 16,000
However, you are
feet.
reminded that for your safety, we do recommend that you remain seated with your belt
Climb
fastened
and
at all
maintain
times in case of
16,000
turbulence
feet,
or
Delta
any other potential
450.
incidents that could occur during the flight. Thank you.
Okay. It's still climbing, but it won't do it. It won't get to 300 knots. The PMDG would, though. And so this is our road, as you can see it. And it'll be fairly quickly, so we can have them start up their services. That, and then the food. And
Good morning once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and you're enjoying flying with us so far. We're currently climbing up to our cruising altitude of 31,000 feet, so I thought I'd give you a quick update.
31,000.
We're making good progress towards our
16,000.
destination and expect to arrive on time as planned. You'll next hear from me just before we
That's
start
the
our
other thing
descent.
about this. I
I'll be
don't
sure
know
to
where
keep
it's
you
going
updated if
cargo
anything
gets
changes,
these
but in the
altitudes.
meantime, please feel free to
Sometimes
relax
it's
and take
correct.
advantage of our onboard
And this
facilities.
comes from Sinbridge, so,
Thank you.
I had 16,000 put in there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to serve our hot drinks menu. Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisles. Thank you.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and you're enjoying flying with us so far. Just to keep you updated, we look to be making good progress and are expecting to arrive on time as planned. We'll keep you posted if anything changes, but in the meantime enjoy the remainder of the flight and I'll speak to you again once we're about to start our descent.
350.
Thanks a lot.
See how long it takes? PMDG would be pretty much already.
Ladies
at
and
like
gentlemen,
300 and,
we are about to
20,
serve our
30,
breakfast and lunch
maybe
menu.
350 right now.
Please make sure your tray
Oh, no,
table is in the down
350,
position
but
and
maybe
clear any
320.
items from the aisle. Thank you.
Would definitely be at 320 right now.
Atlanta Center, Aeromexico 4 is at
Now
flight level
probably
tree
350.
75, climbing flight level tree 80.
Gaining on that.
Aeromexico 4 Atlanta Center,
But
radar contact, continue.
this thing does not climb really fast as far as speed. It doesn't have a lot of power. I wonder if I bring this to 370, if this will do it quicker. No, but it has its limitations too as far as how much engine power we'll use. As a matter of fact, I can get it there quicker by just arming the auto throttle and giving it full toga. And it'll start getting there a little bit quicker. I noticed that I had to do that sometimes. And we're getting on it right there. Now we'll put our auto throttle back on. Now that we're there. I believe if I turned off this switch
Ladies
here,
and gentlemen,
definitely all three.
in a
but
few
I think
minutes
it's
we
this
will be
one.
starting one of our in-flight
If I
movies.
turn this to off,
If you require headphones, please contact a flight attendant
I
and we'll be
believe
happy
I'd
to
be
help.
able to
For those of
pretty
you who
much
brought your
max out
own,
the
you can
engines
plug
even
them
in
into the
red line.
armrest to the side of you. Tune to channel 6 on the in-flight entertainment system. Thank you.
It would bypass its safety protocols. But if you did redline this,
450 contact Atlanta
you
Center
could,
on 127.
well, most definitely would blow the engines after a certain amount of time.
127.5 Delta 450. Goodbye. Atlanta Center Delta 450 16,000 feet.
Delta 450 Atlanta Center altimeter tree 0.14
Okay.
radar contact. Continue to GAIRY.
This is a little bit low now because I updated the barometer. What I'll do is I'll tell it to climb a little bit. There we go. So everything looks good here. Yeah, the engine bleed temp, that comes on frequently. And that I don't know why.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start one of our in-flight movies. If you'd like to watch, please plug in your headphones and select channel 18 from your armrest remote. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the film.
Just looking here. These are the failures. Alright. Now, as far as GSX is concerned, usually it doesn't error out like that during pushback. So I'm going to have to do a re-update and see what happens. Maybe there was an update. Who knows? But as far as everything that's here is concerned, everything is working properly. I mean, I could actually test some things later on and see what goes on. That's our weight and balance. Panel states. Set cold in the dark. Got call outs. Airframe. Got auto TCAS. I like some of these features that are in here. It's got brake fans, which is really cool. Now, I believe that I have this loaded in Microsoft Flight Simulator. If I didn't, it wouldn't have anything, but I would still have this, like in here. This shows you kind of like a map of where you are. So, believe it or not, it looks like there's a long distance to go, but this will definitely be very quick. We're already almost out of that first waypoint there. Now, some of the things that I noticed with self-loaded cargo is like you got passengers are getting thirsty, and it shows you the percentage over here. Thirsty is 23%, but they're being served alcohol. Now, something he just integrated here that was it's kind of new. It shows tiredness. You can tell them to request something. But let's see here. Let's see who's thirsty there. They request a drink. They're already drinking anyway. So they shouldn't be thirsty. There's another one drinking that's thirsty. Relaxing. So, request a drink. Request a drink. This one's eating food. This one's hungry a little bit, but they're eating food. This one is eating food, but is thirsty. Wants a drink. Listening to music. Get request a drink. That didn't register. No, it didn't. This one's hungry, watching a movie. This one's watching a movie and is thirsty.
Delta 450, contact Atlanta Center on 128.1. Good day.
Going to 128.1 Delta 450. Atlanta Center Delta 450, 16,000 feet.
Delta 450, Atlanta Center 0.012 radar. Contact continue to India Romeo, Quebec.
Yeah, so these people are drinking. Request a hot towel. So yeah, anyway. Oh, here's something really cool. See this IFE screen? This is what they got through Wi-Fi. They can see this, passengers. And they can turn this on, they can touch. And they can see when the schedule is for the food. They can see their flight schedule. They will be serving alcoholic drinks next. There's the services. See all the services, what's in progress. Right now there's nothing in progress because they've already finished that. But we're going to tell them to do an alcohol service. And there it is, in progress. And then they can do shopping services and turn it off. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's something that is integrated in this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to serve our alcoholic drink selection.
So
Please make sure your tray table is in the down position
we are
and clear any
just
items from the
at
aisles. Thank you.
our first waypoint here from our departure. Coming down to here. We'll be descending, I would say, right around here. Right about here. And then coming to our approach. And this will happen fairly quickly. You can even see the time. 14:29. That we're going to arrive there. We should be turning to 14:29. 1:14. That should be a 9-second. Unless this is incorrect. It's a little bit early. I predicted a little later than that, but it's probably within seconds. So there it is, 14:29. We've reached that. And it's going to tell us our new waypoint, which should be Lofty. And it'll tell us what time we will reach there. Another great thing this has is when you're descending or something like that, instead of altitude, like say I want to go to 5,000 feet, it'll have a little arrow and tell you the whereabouts and the waypoint you're going to reach the altitude you requested. So 14:43, so about 11 minutes. Minutes, maybe something like that, 14 minutes. It changes as it goes along. So I'd say in about 12 or 13 minutes we'll reach Lofty. And then this one is probably a little bit longer, but this one's about 14-15 minutes. And this one will be about 3 minutes. And then maybe 5 minutes. we are. This is my Delta livery that I got for this. Pretty cool. I like this aircraft. I like the Phoenix.
Delta 450, contact Jacksonville Center on 132.5.
It's a good aircraft.
Good day.
I think though the PMDG is slightly
Going to
better.
132.5 Delta 450. Jacksonville Center, Delta 450, 16,000 feet.
Delta 450, Jacksonville, center altimeter 30.12 radar contact
There's a
continue.
whole flight plan right over there. And passengers are getting hungry. But they shouldn't be, they already ate. So that's kind of a bug right there. Climb a little bit.
Jacksonville Center, Air Mexico 71, flight level 360. Air Mexico 71, Jacksonville Center, radar contact continue.
So we are
Airbus 580 descend and maintain flight level
halfway
310.
almost. Lofty. Next thing we're going to do is check a couple things.
Airbus 580 descend and maintain flight level 310.
We have a duty-free service that's going to come up in 3 minutes. Which is pretty good. So I estimate the time that we're going to descend, how long it's going to take. So I figured like 30 minutes. We'll be hitting a descent. So I could start this. once this hits 10 minutes,
Airbus 580 descend and maintain flight level
I
tree
can
10.
do an announcement of a 20-minute descent.
Climb and maintain flight level tree 10, Airbus 580. Airbus 580, contact Jacksonville Center on 124.7. Good day.
In 1 minute, she's going to
124.7 Airbus 580. Goodbye.
free service. So I'm gonna skip that, shut that off, and wait a little longer. Hopefully, if anybody's watching this, they can see it in 4K, because I have this set to 4K, but I'm not sure if YouTube actually renders it right away in 4K. There's a possibility that they might process it after the live video and keep the recording there as 4K and process it. That'll take probably an hour or something, depending on how long the video will be. But maybe it is in 4K.
Delta 450, contact Jacksonville Center on 120.85. Good day.
120.85 Delta 450. Goodbye. Jacksonville Center, Delta 450, 16,000 feet.
Delta 450, Jacksonville, center altimeter 30.15 radar contact. Continue to lofty.
still watching, Turbo? Looks like there's somebody named Turbo. Or maybe that's my account. No, that's not my account. I have a name, Turbo. Hey there, how's it going? Just doing a quick flight here from Atlanta to Gainesville. It'll be pretty much done in about 20 minutes, not even that. Doing kind of a test here of GSX along with self-loading cargo. GSX did have an error for a pushback, but it did say to do an update, so maybe it needs an update, not sure. I've used it many times, it's worked well. So, yeah. I got the map over here that will show you, because I implement the flight plan within Flight Simulator as well, so people can get an idea of the progress. Landing right here, it won't take long. However, this, hopefully the GSX will work for deboarding, we'll see. I think it will. Steve, who's developed self-loading cargo, this right here, has done a good job. Now I can say a 20-minute descent. I'll turn back services for them to manage it, and I will tell flight attendant to give 20 minutes for descent. Probably be descending right around here.
Hi, Captain.
There's around 20 minutes left to run before we start descending, just in case you wanted to bring any remaining services forward.
Okay, no problem. We'll bring the remaining duty-free service forward and get it started in a couple of minutes.
So, that's been done. Now we can announce it.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. I hope you're enjoying the flight so far. We'll be starting our descent in approximately 20 minutes. The arrival weather forecast is looking good, so it should be a nice easy approach into the airport.
Things that happen.
We're not expecting any delays, so we should be able to land fairly quickly.
Not many. And not
Once
all
we
the
do begin
time.
our descent, please listen to the cabin crew carefully and pay attention to any instructions they provide. Please also monitor the seatbelt sign during our approach. Thanks for flying with us, and I'll speak to you again soon.
So this Phoenix is pretty good. This is a good aircraft. However, I mean, I do love the Airbus. However, I have the PMDG 737-800, and I like that a lot better than this one. There's more realism to it. It's got better graphics, I think, a little bit as far as the resolution and stuff. But for the most part, not because it's PMDG, but the 747 seems to have more climbing power than the Airbus, for sure. Like, as I said before, I have been able to climb at 3,200 feet per minute and maintain 250 knots, no problem. This, with the same weight I'm talking about. This, on the other hand, the Airbus, sometimes can barely maintain 235 knots, or even sometimes, depending, it will go below 200 knots and start to get really dangerously close to a stall at that rate, for sure. As a matter of fact, I don't think it could do it at all without stalling. Normally, I do the climb rate about 2,500, 2,600 feet per minute maximum. And that's one of the things I've noticed. I also like the ILS landing glide slope that it has. It has a little graphical chart thing. Not a chart, but like a little graphic with the slope that and representation of the runway right over here on the screen where I'm putting my mouse. It has the line that goes here where the line goes left or right, and you align it properly and stuff like that, and it has the diamonds. But it also, there's a button you press on one of the dials, and it'll show a representation graphic, which is really, really cool. However, PMDG does not have some of the things that the Airbus does. For instance, this, if I set this to descend down to 5,000 feet, then I will be able to see exactly where I will be once I reach the 5,000 feet, and depending on my vertical speed, I'll see it move on the line like a little arrow that shows you on the line as I change my vertical speed. That is a really cool feature on the Airbus. PMDG does not have that I know of anyway. I looked for custom buttons and stuff like that, data buttons and stuff, and tried to look for it. I did not find it at all. This is a flight plan here. So at 1500 Zulu time, right on the dot, we will reach Atama waypoint, which is, to give you a better representation, right over here. I started this timer because I remembered about 5 minutes ago I announced the descent, and they didn't start the duty-free service yet. I'm going to force that. I announced the descent, and so I figured once this reaches 15 minutes, I will be able to start descending.
Ladies and gentlemen,
descent time.
We are starting the duty-free service. If you'd like to purchase anything from our catalog, please place your tray in the down position and have your payment ready when the cabin crew come by. We accept all major credit cards and cash for smaller value items. We cannot swap currencies at this time. Please make sure the aisles are clear as the cabin crew make their way around the aircraft. Thank you.
So we got 10 minutes before we reach our next waypoint. Probably another 5 or 4 minutes to reach the waypoint after that. At that point, we have to start descending no later than the second waypoint. We could probably start descending halfway through these two waypoints. But once this reaches 15 is when I'll do the descent. pull up this. I don't know if you can see this. Probably not, the OBS.
Generic 568 descend and maintain flight level tree 60. Descend and maintain flight level tree 60, generic 568.
So let's see here. This is our distance. This says at 1500 we will reach here. 1453. So 7 minutes.
Delta 450, contact Jacksonville Center on 126.75. Good day.
And we got passengers that are still hungry even though they're doing
126.75 Delta 450. Goodbye. Jacksonville Center Delta 450, 15,900 feet.
Delta 450, Jacksonville Center altimeter tree 0.16 radar contact. Continue to HAPA.
So we could use this to instruct some of the passengers to order things that they think they're going to need. So we can manipulate some of these things, like, as you can see, like this one is pretty much fine. This one over here. This one needs a toilet. Go use the toilet, you idiot. There's a thirst one. Right there. There's a hungry one. this one is hungry. Already ordered food. Looking at duty free. Order duty free. Order duty free. I mean, interesting stuff here. Oh, you are HUI. I can see that. So, what are you doing on your flight? Are you doing a flight? Got about 5 minutes left before descent. Like 2 minutes, or 1 minute, before we hit this waypoint. So we'll be descending right in this circle area right over here. And that will be in 5 minutes. As soon as this clock hits 15, so we got about like 4 minutes now. So far so good with everything, and so far so good with self-loaded cargo. You guys should, if you're really into this, you should get it. It's really great. Let's see here. All the service has been completed. me there. Just getting a little cold actually.
Delta 450, contact Jacksonville Center on 13.4.0. Good day.
So
13.4.0 Delta 450. Goodbye. Jacksonville Center, Delta 450, 16,000 feet.
As I said, I'm going to wait maybe till this.
Delta 450, Jacksonville Center, altimeter 30.16 radar contact. Continue to FEDSA.
When I start my descent, I'm going to show you something on this screen here that's interesting. When I work the controls over here, you're going to see something that's really cool. Maybe many of you didn't know about it. It helps you decide what descent rate for the vertical speed you want to set. Okay, we are turning into Shinar waypoint. Shinar waypoint. Right over here. Now we can start actually our descent actually right now. We can slow down our speed. Like maybe 200. Do we'll bring it to, let's say, 11,000 feet, or maybe 10,500. Now that says we're going to reach our next waypoint at 15:14, which is in about
Frontier Flight 1370 descend and maintain flight
10
level
minutes,
220.
9 minutes. And we could start our descent right now. Bring spoiler. We can start at 17. Clear that out. Don't need that anymore. Now, see this arrow? I'm going
Frontier
to
Flight
make
1370
this bigger
descend and maintain flight level 210.
so you can see it. You see this arrow here?
Good morning once again from the cockpit. As you probably noticed, we've started our descent. We should be arriving in around 20 minutes, depending on local air traffic, and I will shortly be instructing the cabin crew to get the cabin ready for our arrival.
Climb and
After that, the
maintain
seatbelt sign will be
16,000 feet,
illuminated,
Delta
and you'll need to stay
450.
seated until after landing. On that note, if you need to use a toilet, then you should try to visit one now, as they will be closed during the approach.
Where I'll be.
For now, though, I will wish you a very good morning once again, and I'll speak to you in a short while once we've landed.
Right here would be a good area to reach 10,500. That's what's really cool about the Airbus. It has this little indicator telling you where you'll be at your
Frontier Flight 1370 descend
This is
and
telling me I
maintain
got
flight
my
level
speed brakes still
200.
on. Yeah, I already know that. And so I like that feature. The PMDG 737-800 does not have that feature that I know of. I tried looking for it, couldn't find it, not even in the manual. So,
Delta 450, please expedite your climb 16,000 feet.
and this thing is going to be a pain in the ass and decrease by
Jacksonville Center, Delta 450. Request 10,000 feet.
Delta 450 descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, Delta 450.
Frontier Flight 1370 descend and maintain flight level 200.
So as you can see over here, this is where we'll be once we reach 10,500.
Frontier Flight 1370 descend and maintain flight level 190.
Cabin crew, prepare the cabin for landing.
Now, I'm going to actually bring this.
Frontier Flight 1370 descend and maintain flight level 190.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service. Thank you.
Frontier Flight 1370 descend and maintain flight level 190.
Now we can increase the speed a little bit. Now at 10,000 we can turn on landing lights.
Frontier Flight 1370 descend and maintain flight level 180.
Now I could request to go to 5,000 feet.
Jacksonville Center, Delta 450. Request 5,000 feet.
Delta 450 descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
We're going to go to 5,000.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Delta 450.
Here we go.
Frontier Flight
Again,
1370 descend and maintain
This,
flight level
right over here,
180.
tells us where we're going to be when we hit 5,000 feet. So basically we're going to be just right around
Climb
here.
and maintain flight level 180. Frontier Flight
And
1370.
then, once we hit here, we can bring it back
Frontier
down
Flight
to 2,500 and
1370 climb
come
and
around
maintain
here.
flight level 240.
And we can go into our approach and land this sucker.
Climb and maintain flight level 240. Frontier Flight 1370.
Now let's see. What the weather is. going to be 30.20 for the altimeter.
Jacksonville Center, generic
Go
November
into
5, 6
here.
Lima Whiskey, 16,000 feet.
And go into
Generic
our
November
preferences.
5, 6 Lima Whiskey, Jacksonville Center, altimeter 30.19
And
radar
said
contact. Continue to
3020.
copy.
I got 3021. I can update that right there. And I'm going to activate the approach when we get close. And she's going to tell us that the cabin's secured.
Frontier Flight 1370,
Hello?
contact
Hi, Captain.
Jacksonville
The cabin is
Center on
secured for
13
landing.
4.4.
I'll call you when you need to be seated.
No problem.
I'll leave this back on.
134 decimal for Frontier Flight 1370. Goodbye.
And just as
Generic 6 Lima
expected,
Whiskey,
right
you
over
are
here,
300 feet above your assigned altitude.
we're at
Descend and maintain
our
16,000 feet altimeter 30.20.
our altitude, 5,000 feet. We'll turn off our spoilers.
Descend and maintain 16,000 feet, generic 6 Lima Whiskey.
And then we'll go down to 2,500 when we're ready to approach. ATC will talk to us. At that point, we can set up our approach. As we get closer, the ATC will tell us how far we are from the airport, and she will contact the tower. Landing clearance. So we can bring this at 245.
Generic 6 Lima Whiskey, you are 300 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 16,000 feet altimeter 30.20.
Now what's really weird is it's supposed to be 3020 and
Descend and maintain
286
16,000 feet,
So
generic
there's
6
a
Lima Whiskey.
discrepancy. I'm not sure which one is off, but probably the Phoenix itself.
Delta 450, you are 46 miles east.
There we are.
Climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Expect RNAV runway to Niner approach
I am
via
not
Objo
climbing
transition.
to 14,000
Cleared
feet,
to Objo.
so we can just descend again. That
Climb
ain't
and
happening.
maintain 14,000
That's
feet.
not gonna
Expect
happen.
RNAV runway 29er
That's
approach
another crazy
via
thing
Objo
about
transition.
Microsoft
Clear to
Flight
Objo
Simulator. It's
Delta
crazy.
450.
You could be literally 3 miles away from the runway and they'll say, climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Like, yeah, okay. What air traffic control would tell an airliner to get up to 14,000 feet, up like 3 or 4 miles away from the airport that they're going to land at? They wouldn't. That's ridiculous. Now he's going to say, please expedite your climb. But he won't say it for long because we're getting close. So I think I'm going to stop using the Microsoft Flight Simulator ATC altogether because it's got problems. It's really not that good.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb 14,000 feet. Generic 6 Lima Whiskey contact Jacksonville Center on 13.4. Good day.
Okay, here we can come here and activate our approach at this point.
134 decimal for generic 6 Lima Whiskey.
Select our approach
Goodbye.
right here. Because if I hit airport, airport is right here. Right here. I like the constraints. This is very important. This tells you a lot of information.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb 14,000 feet. Delta 450, contact Jacksonville Center on 1 tree, 4 decimal 4.
Now, this little arrow here, I believe, is
Going
telling
to 1
us
tree
that
for decimal for Delta 450.
we should be picked up on the glide slope.
Jacksonville Center Delta 450 is at 5,000 feet, climbing 14,000 feet.
And altitude be managed.
Delta 450, Jacksonville Center altimeter tree 0
I'm
decimal
going to bring
20
this
radar contact. Continue to objo.
down to 2,500. Let's bring this down here a little bit. This tells us right over here at this rate will be at 2,500. But we don't need to be. We could be right over there.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb 14,000 feet.
So actually we'll do it right here. Now we got some turbulence, as you can see, some crosswinds. So this might be a little bit of a tricky landing. I'm going to slow this down. 210 knots. Bring the first notch of flaps.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb 14,000 feet.
Cabin crew, seats for landing, please.
Gonna bring our landing gear down. We can slow this down to 160 knots. Another notch of flaps. We have flaps 2.
Delta 450, please expedite your climb 14,000 feet.
Hit LS.
2,500.
It'll have
Delta 450, contact Jacksonville approach on 118.175. Good
it'll
day.
have the information come up on here as soon as it picks
Going
it
to
up.
118.175
There's a
Delta
lot of
450.
Bad weather here, a lot of crosswinds and
Jacksonville
turbulence.
approach Delta 450 is at 2,600 feet, climbing
Well, this is going to be an
14,000
interesting
feet.
landing.
Delta 450, Jacksonville, approach altimeter tree 0 decimal 21 radar. Contact
Very,
continue
very
to
bumpy.
objo.
So that is, it's going to go another notch of flaps. You can also bring ILS glide
Delta
slope
450, please expedite
indicator.
your climb 14,000 feet.
And as soon as this red line hits here, that's when we're right on it. Actually, I can bring it back here to get a good indication of how far we got to go, which is not that far. 15 miles maybe, 20 miles. So we'll bring that down to 10. We'll start seeing it over here. It's pretty much when it's going to pick up the glide
Delta
slope
450 descend and
take
maintain
over.
2,000 feet.
So 2,000 feet is
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet Delta
reasonable.
450. Now, I don't know if that's a lie or if this is a lie, but I have the barometer set Q&H proper at least, so I don't know. Actually, it might be 2020 instead of 2021, so this might be off
Delta
about 100 feet
450,
or
you are
so.
15 miles east of Gainesville. Contact Gainesville Tower on 119.55 when inbound.
Tower on 119.55 Delta 450. Gainesville Tower Delta 450 4 miles east inbound RNAV runway 29er
Now we got
approach.
4 miles left.
Delta 450 Gainesville Tower. Altimeter tree 0.20 wind calm cleared RNAV runway 29er approach.
The winds are not calm.
Cleared RNAV runway 29er approach Delta 450.
Not where I'm sitting anyway. Let's take a look at here. We are right on the money here. Dead straight on. Now probably around 500 feet or 1,000 feet is when I'll take over manually. And yep, there's the runway straight ahead right there. That's where we're gonna land. It's kind of a relatively small runway too. It's a small airport, which I've been to many times. Interesting. You see a lot of military aircraft land there, take off from there. Okay, so we're going to put our last notch of flaps.
Generic 6 Lima Whiskey, follow the aircraft on final. Wind calm cleared to land runway 29er.
And as they can see, it's turbulence
Cleared to land runway 29er generic 6 Lima Whiskey.
is there, and everybody's seated and secured. So there's like heavy turbulence. This is going to be an interesting landing. I like a challenge. So let's see what happens here. Should be losing altitude any minute. As soon as that diamond hits, right on center, it'll start dropping and going down the slope. We can bring this down to 150. Actually 145.
20, follow the aircraft on final. Wind calm, cleared to land runway 29er.
Cleared to land
Winds are
runway
not
29er Delta 450.
But there's a lot of turbulence, that's for sure. Alright. We are right on the glide slope. Maintaining it right on the money. It's a pretty good autopilot system. So let's see. Let's see how tough this is going to be manually.
1,000.
We're at 1,000 feet. Any minute, I will be disengaging the autopilot. I'll bring this to 135. I think we're almost ready. Once we get to 500, or even before that, maybe I'm going to disengage this. Like right now. Shut up.
500.
Right. So we're at 500. And we are on manual flight. Bring this up, and I'm going to turn on the auto brake system.
100 above. 300. 200. Minimum.
Delta 450, go around.
I'm not going around.
100. 50. 40. 40.
I'm going to kill the power.
30.
Delta 450,
20.
did you
Restart.
copy?
5.
And the spoilers. Reverse thrust. There we go. We didn't need it that long, really.
Acknowledge. Last transmission.
I'll acknowledge it. There you go.
Going around Delta 450.
Actually not.
Delta 450, contact Jacksonville approach on 118.175.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties.
Going to 118.175
However, you
Delta
remain seated
450.
until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for
are
messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat
That was a hell of
underneath the seat and in the
a
overhead
landing, I'll
lockers.
tell you that, because
Do take care when opening the
that
lockers in
turbulence
case anything
wasn't that
falls out.
good. I didn't like that.
Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your self-loading cargo journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter, or the official self-loading cargo app. Thank you.
Here we are. Look at, we got all these aircraft sitting here. I gotta figure a way to get rid of these.
Cabin crew, doors to manual, please.
All right. We are going to set up our GPU, our shocks, and tell the jetway to connect.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. Once that happens, we will start deboarding, and you'll be able to leave the aircraft. Thank you.
I'm not 100% sure if that will actually allow me use the jetway here. So I'm going to stop right here and see if the jetway can be connected. There it is. I'm going to ignore all these other aircraft. And we got ground power, so we can disconnect the APU and turn off our engines. Kill the fuel.
Cabin crew, the aircraft is secure and the jetway is connecting. You are clear to start deboarding.
So that's good right there. We can turn off our
Ground to cockpit.
landing lights. Let's see if GSX will actually deboard this if we even load.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed your flight today and I'd like to wish you a safe onward journey. We'll see you again soon. Thank you for flying with us.
Probably won't.
Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Microphone check, please.
But
You're loud and clear. 5 over 5. Roger.
so yeah, Contour is not
Ladies
running.
and
Okay,
gentlemen,
Captain. Ground power
portable
is
electronic devices
stand by.
must not
Start
be
getting
used
you
until we
offloaded
are
in a
inside
couple.
the airport. When disembarking,
Roger.
please take care and hold onto the handrails while walking down the stairs. Please ensure that you supervise your children and for your own safety do not
that
walk
should
underneath the
start.
wing. Thank you.
Now GSX should work. Can do a deboarding.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Yeah, okay.
Deboarding requested.
Alright. So let's see what happens. Here we are. Unloading. We got everything. Let's see if this starts deboarding. Let's see if our doors are open. Oh, we don't need that door open. Just this one. And it is open. Cargo is open. Yeah. And it doesn't need to be on. And they should be deboarding. But I do not see it happen.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Oh, okay. It's gonna do by passenger bus? Are you kidding me? Doesn't need a passenger bus. There's a jetway right there, so it steers in. So basically, we don't need the jetway connected anymore.
Passengers deboarding started.
Now, since the bus is here, you see the passengers come out. There they are. There's one right there too. I wonder what's taking them so long. Alright, here they go. That looks pretty cool. They'll probably need 2 buses for this. Although this is not synced with self-loading cargo, usually it is. And over here, you can actually see them leaving. Now GSX is supposed to come up with an update. When you see them load or unload, they'll be in their seats. You'll see them go to their seats and take their seats. Which is really cool. I'm not sure when that update's going to be here, but I wonder...
Ground contact. Go ahead.
Everything's unloaded.
Hi, Captain. Okay, all back to the office. We're closing up now. We'll see you next time. Roger.
Okay. The ground's disconnected. There's 1 passenger left that it says. Not anymore. Okay, so that's all set. So we're all set with that. The steers
Hello.
should be disappearing.
Hello, Captain. All passengers have left the aircraft.
Thanks.
Call me if you need anything.
So, GSX, I think is still unloading the aircraft itself. So it's not 100% synced with self-loading cargo just yet. But I think this is the last of it though. I think it's almost done. And the stairs will pull away. So yeah, they're moving the lifts away. Closing the door. This should be disappearing soon too. As soon as that's offloaded to that. Truck leaves. Hey Scoot, go. You got a full load. Get out of here. So there it is. The door is shut. These stairs should be disappearing. There's that. Shutting this door. Damn, it's cold. Anyway, this should be closing up, pulling away. And if not, I'll just reset it and get rid of those. I wonder if I could actually just shut the doors. It is shutting the doors. GSX, get rid of those stairs. So, yeah. So I'll tell GSX to reset.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
There it is. That's out of there. And so now we can shut down everything. We don't need it. So what we'll do is, first off, we'll
This parking is too small for your
go
aircraft.
here and shut down the ground power. Hit the bus tie. so everything should be dark, and it is, and the battery's off, and we're all done. So this was a quick flight from Atlanta to Gainesville. Excuse me. And it was interesting. The only thing I didn't like is that GSX didn't do the pushback, it aired out. And I'm going to try and update it later and see what happens with that. But if anybody was watching, thanks for watching. I enjoy using the Phoenix. The next flight I'm going to do is with the PMDG. Where do you see that aircraft? That aircraft is fabulous. So, yeah. Hope all you guys have a nice day, and thanks for watching. I'm gonna